This could be about tongue placement, but it's not going to be. But that is good tongue placement. This is a Monday Mindset Motivation video. And excuse the toot, but I haven't eaten today. No, that's from Alice in Chains. Shout out to Lane. This, my friends, it's a lo-fi take on the Monday Mindset Motivation. Why? Because when I try to get out the other thing, try to be perfect and all perfect, it's very often like it takes like I don't have the big thing is environment. Okay, so like I have all these things running through my head. Okay, habits. One of the big things about making a habit easier or making any task easier is the environment. My environment is not set up to do videos very easily, so I have to kind of reset everything up everywhere. And besides the fact that my place is in a big, like, I'm getting some kind of mild construction done on my place to make it warmer, which is partly why I'm wearing this. But I'm just in from a dog walk and it's cold outside. So I have my tea here. This is vanilla chai, in case anyone's wondering. But I do have a list of things that I shot a video on previously that I wanted to kind of give an update. First of all, I am no longer doing reactions on this channel. Go see the channel that's linked down below for that. Okay, it's a reaction channel. It's Rock Reacts. It ain't here, ain't happening here. So like that's the new reaction channel. I just don't do them here, and that ties into something that I'm going to share in a minute here. But and this is probably going to be a little to be continued thing because I can't do all of these. I did a video, and I went through all of these, and it was just like ended up being 45 minutes of like. It was too long. Like nobody's going to sit through that, and probably people would have clicked away anyway. So just a quick thing. So, first of all, I've been putting on a brave face for such a long time. So this ties into the Monday Mindset Motivation, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. It all kind of ties together because it's also like where I'm at as far as it'll all tie together in the end. So stick with it, wait for it, whatever. It's going to tie into something that should motivate you, or hopefully motivates for you. My intention is with all of this to motivate you, but I'm going to try and get to that part of it that is a very important part of how all of the crap that I'm going to share with you hasn't truly affected me too much. Oh, look at a little spider. Anyway, look, okay, I'm Mr. Sidetrack King here. I'm going to see if I can share this Mr. Spider with you, or Mrs. Spider. No. We're being shy. Okay, it doesn't want to hang out. It's like, just leave me alone. Anyway, okay, distraction zone, Jim, stop it. Okay. So I've been putting on a brave face because for a long time, ever since COVID hit me in whatever it was, I don't know, 2022, December 2022, was it? No, December 2021, my gosh, so long ago now. When I suffered from that, ever since then, my health, everything I've just been like a broken human being. And I've been putting on a brave face, trying to do as best as I can with my voice, in the fact that it was damaged and stuff like that. And I'm continually getting better and better and better and better and better. And all these things that I'm doing. And I've watched, I don't know how many, like hundreds, if not thousands of hours of YouTube vocal coaches steer me down wrong paths. Okay, so I've learned a lot, and the more I've learned about those other things, the more it's made me question everything that I learned, that I taught myself before, where like I felt like I could sing anything that I wanted to. And I'm getting back to that place to where I can feel like I can sing anything I want to. Now it's not, it's still not there, but I know what to work on. I know what to work on to strengthen, and it's getting better and better and better. And this doesn't mean to say that like anything that I've taught anybody in the meantime hasn't been from that thinking of like kind of a rapid transformation for them. So everything that I think anything that anybody that I've worked with has had rapid, successful transformations in their voice. And that's something I'm really proud of, in the fact that not proud of for me, but proud of for them more so. And I'm going to share some of their stories on here in the future, which is why you should subscribe and like, because you'll see some of my student success stories shortly, very soon. Once I get my place kind of to where I can like kind of revamp where I do videos. And so this is going, okay, so this goes back to why I started YouTube in the first place. I started YouTube to help other people, because, you know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm a chicken still. No, I'm actually more of like a steed, a steer instead of a chicken. But it certainly ain't spring. Let's just put it that way. So because I'm getting older and I'm like, okay, I want to pass the torch on. I want to like help other people become better performers, not just singers, because so many people can sing well but not perform well. And that's like probably the thing that I do better than even singing, is like performing and talking to crowds and kind of, I don't know, I suppose like that whole kind of, looking like I know what I'm doing. And probably a lot of that is blissful ignorance, which is what I've kind of tried to live by my whole life, as a blissful ignorance of like being like a rebel, being like someone who, obviously didn't want to listen to authority, figured I'll do it my way because like this is either taking too long or it just doesn't feel right or whatever. Anyway, so like that's so blissfully ignorant I've remained for over this time. So that's it. So why I started was just share everything that I knew, and so I started going down that. And then when COVID shut down, because I've been a professional singer full time since the start of 2018, and then when March 2020. So I've been a professional singer for over 30 years, but professional singing full time only from then. But in March 2020, I did my last gig for whatever it was, like a year and a half when we had lockdown. And during that time, I learned that, if you just sit around and you don't use your voice and practice, and everything will entropy, especially if you're older, right? If you're not using it in the same capacity, because like, if you're singing properly, you're like a what's the term for it? You're like an elite athlete if you're using your body properly. You're using everything to its like maximum potential, and it's a lot of work. It's not easy. Like if you're singing, I mean, it feels easy when you're doing it, but it's not. It's tough work on the body. Like it is. It's a workout. Let's just put it that way. For doing a 2-hour gig, it's a body workout, but it's just not taxing on the voice. It's not like something that you I never felt it like to be work. Although for me, there's probably more work than others, because I'm not a natural singer. I always have found it like some level of work and concentration required to get my voice to do what I expect of it, So I mean, that just goes with part of it, but it's a challenge that I enjoy doing. I enjoy the challenge of singing the higher songs and putting a rock twist on it, so it like sounds like like, so people like the energy of it. Like I love the energy of rock and performing to a crowd that's like really getting into it, and like enjoying themselves. So anyway, getting back to it, so COVID like pretty much almost ended my career altogether. Whereas like when I returned to singing, I couldn't do what I could do before. Partly because I'm older, and if you're older, you can probably, whatever, empathize with this or whatever. But like the body takes longer to recover. And I just saw a video recently of Keanu Reeves. I'll share that on maybe the next version of this because it's going to be to be continued. But let me get into the thing. So what's kept me going, because all that time I've been like super depressed. Like I'm like, I should give up the YouTube channel because I started it to share everything. And then when I shared like most things that I already knew, and then COVID like almost killed my career. Then my whole thing was like relearning my voice. And then I learned so much more primarily about what doesn't work, right? And I'll be sharing a lot more of that stuff coming up soon, so stay tuned for that as well. There's going to be a lot of like other vocal coach critiquing, which I enjoy doing, is like critiquing of me trying other things that vocal coaches like, say, and I'll give my kind of vocal coach, I suppose, analysis of other vocal coaches' things that we sing along with, stuff like that, and kind of going, well, this worked for me, that worked. But I'm primarily going to just share stuff that works for me, because like, and this is getting back to the Monday mindset motivation thing, because if I start trying to say, no, this works or it doesn't work across the board, like in general, then I'm going against one of my own principles, is that like learning voice is not a one size fits all. It's not, folks. It's just not. Like, you'll listen to 10 different vocal coaches and they'll all tell you 10 different ways to do something, and one of those ways will work for you, but it won't work for everybody. And so like, I really like when I hear a vocal coach say, you should do this, here's how you should practice, and here's how you should do this, I'm kind of like, no, brother or sister, it ain't like that. And I've been listening to a lot of Alice in Chains, so that song, it ain't like that anymore. Another thing that's on here is they got a YouTube vocal, or YouTube strike. I think that's on here. Anyway, yeah, copyright strike. It's on there. Anyway, I'll talk about that in the future. So this is going to be a to be continued, but the lesson for today, which I think I'm going to put a timestamp in. The lesson for today, Monday Mindset Motivation, 2 things, right? Number 1, you will live your best life if you give up the need to make yourself right. To argue your point, because like I don't need to argue my point. My point is from me. I'm sharing it with you, like whatever. Like, if you like it, great. If not, then just disregard it. Like, I'm gonna share one of these things from my buddy Jason at the Archaics channel. If you don't follow them, go over there. It's nothing to do with singing at all. But I love Jason's style of delivery, and what he talks about is super fascinating. Like, if you go over there, and I'll put a link down below because that's the second part of this Monday Mindset Motivation, is that find something that you can listen to every day, preferably in the morning, that really gets you like pumped up for the day, because there's nothing worse than like just jumping into work and being like frenzied about like whatever. Like, I used to like really be frenzied when I was like working in biotech. I used to be a commodity manager, suit and tie and all that gear for a biotech company. Could you imagine me doing that? Yes, but like contract negotiations, analyzing contracts, supplier negotiations, and had a team working with me, all this incredible corporate tie wearing, suit wearing stuff. which is, I mean, like it's not really me. Like I could fake it until I make it, and I did that, and it was like I did enjoy it to a certain extent, but not the way I enjoy the proper helping of people and the proper, like, you know, doing what I love, you know, and getting paid for doing what I love, which is singing, and, you know, just acting like a fool. Like, you know, if you can get paid for acting like a fool, then why not? That's what I love doing. Now, I'm not talking about you two. I can act like a fool all the time here, but like, this doesn't pay the bills. Like, you know, I think it's only like if you get like a few 100,000 subscribers, or maybe 1,000,000 even, that anything part of YouTube does not pay anybody's bills. That's why they're always talking about click the link below as an affiliate link, or blah blah blah, or doing ads or something, because the chump change that YouTube pays you for, like, them getting rich off of your content from showing ads. And anyway, like, that's for another day. But the other thing, anyway, back to point two, about Monday Mindset. But listen to something every morning that really motivates you. And I'm going to post a link down below to that Archaics channel. It's something I start off my day, like almost every day with. I try to do every day, because like it's like that. When I do listen to that, it gets me really motivated. And that's just my thing. You could listen to it and go, that doesn't really do it for me. But as my buddy Jason from Archaics says, chew it all up and spit out the bones. Like, if you don't like it, don't listen to it. And I think he even says that on the video that I'm going to share with you below. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm trying to keep it short, but 16, almost going, okay, so 17 minutes. And like, I just, as Jason says as well, I've been running my mouth, and I do that like for a living. Like, I talk between songs, and it's like this is all off the top of my head, like, really, except for the fact that I have these things written down, points I wanted to address. It's all off the top of my head, because I have so much mishmash, mush, and Mr. Spider and everything going down that road. You know what? And in spider medicine, Spider's all about create, and also entanglement, and also the alphabet. But there's loads of things. Spider, such powerful medicine. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's motivated you, or like, I hope it's helped in some way. And I know if it's helped at least one person, it's been worth it for me to do this. And I'll see you on the next one. Rock your best vocals, where your best keeps getting better. See you then.